Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is a brisk morning. It's actually kind of perfect. It's about -4 Celsius. There's no clouds. We didn't get snow. Although a little bit of snow would be kind of nice because it's brown and dirty and yucky. But yeah, that means the roads are frozen, the roads are dry, the roads are clean. Well, not clean. They're not clean, but they're not mucky and messy. So anyways, enough of that. I've got here 567 quad logger ready to go. I've had this one in inventory for a little bit, but I have a customer coming up this morning. I got to go pick him up at the airport in an hour, so I thought I'd do a quick walk around and show you guys what a 567 quad logger is like. I know I've done lots of high hoods and that. The 567 will be replacing the 367 one day, but we haven't lost the 367 yet. Just the 367 set forward is done. That hood is no longer available, and now we have the 567 set forward, which is that one right there. So that one replaces the 367 set forward. That is the 567 set forward, and that one is available all day long, every day. This is our 567 set back, and let's go take a look. And it does have our keyless entry. So I hit the unlock button. So this is our 567. One of most noticeable things about a 567 is we have door-mounted mirrors again. Now with these door-mounted mirrors, I have to say they are incredibly tough. And this one we've actually put our homemade, manufactured here in Prince George, extension arm. Because if you see, these bunks are actually 9'6" wide, and with the regular mirrors, it's not quite enough. So with this extension, it allows us to see down the side of the load quite nicely. Because here in BC, 9'6" hauling logs is, it's okay, and it's legal. And these mirrors are super tough. Listen to how that door closes. That's the one thing that you don't get with the piano hinge doors. You know, both PACCAR products, you know, you got to give them a firm close, but these mirrors, incredibly tough. Now I weigh 200+ pounds. Well, not that you guys necessarily needed to know that, but hey, whatever. Maybe I need to lose weight. No, I know I need to lose weight. This morning I was 218. But anyways, so these mirrors, I can hang on them, and like literally super tough. The door hinge is right behind there. Everything mounts to that. I've actually had trucks crash where as the truck fell over, this hit the snowbank and the mirror folded in and no damage. Well, I should rephrase that. No damage to the mirror arm or the door. There was damage a little bit under here because it fills up with snow, and this was dented and that step was dented. But that's kind of unbelievable for a truck that fell on its side, and the cab guard stopped it. This is why loggers have, especially in Canada, certified cab guards. So this cab guard is certified. Actually, all cab guards have to be certified, but I believe the rating is, what the heck is it, 80,000 pounds or something like that. So let me just pop this back out. Okay, we'll pop that back out. So with the 567, these are Metten hoods, Metten quarter fenders. Now, quarter fenders are quite often an issue in heavy duty applications. With this truck, we do not have quarter fender issues, and we do not have hood issues. You'll notice on a 567, there's actually a seam right there. So this hood is 3 pieces essentially. You have your top and your sides, and if you damage a fender, you could replace just the one half. The other notable thing is our pod mounted headlights are mounted to the hood hinges. So they're tough, and you don't have all that weight of your headlights hanging on your fender. Because the one thing with Metten is it's a plastic, and it's hard to fix. So it's not like fiberglass where you can just, you know, just grind it down and smooth it up. Whew, it's a little chilly this morning. Sorry about the The truck's not quite as clean as I would like it to be, but if you've seen my other videos, it's been pretty messy lately. So we've got 565 2050 torque in this one. This is your heating and air conditioning controls. The nice thing is your air intake is right up there, and you can actually get a filter that just clips right on, and then that keeps debris from going in and snow. Your in-cab air filter is right here. All you do is simply push this to the side. It's quite a firm snap. Well, I'll just leave it for now. So it's quite a firm snap. You just give it a little push like that and your filter pulls right out. Works fantastic. Super easy to maintain. This one does have the progressive 20,000 pound front end, 16 to 23. And on this side, we've got our anti-blowdown device right here. Under cab air filter. A lot of guys don't like the single air filter after having duals, but the one notable thing is, one, it's easy to change, and your air intake is actually up on the hood there, and it actually draws from both sides. So that filter and the one on the other side, your air draws from both sides. And if you are in an application where it's really dusty and dirty, excuse me, you can get the pre-cleaners, which this one doesn't have it on it, that has the Venturis to take the heavy dirt out before it gets to the filter. So the pre-cleaners work really well. And like I was saying, with the quarter fenders, we have really had no issues with these quarter fenders. And the nice thing is they come down far enough that you don't really need a mud flap. They come with this little one from the factory, which is a bit tinky winky, but you don't need to hang anything else on it, which means you don't have to worry about ripping it off either, because that is something that can happen when we hang them off the other flaps, that you back in, or well, you sink into the mud, you go to back up, you back into your mud flap and rip it off. So inside, we've got a platinum interior. Look at that. Now, I do have the wires for the VHF hanging down. I haven't been in here since they wired it up, so I'll just tuck those back in. Super easy to install. You've got your auxiliary speaker here. Well, it's not an auxiliary speaker, it's your speaker for your VHF or CB, which your connection is right here. And to install it, this panel just pops right off. But this truck, it does have the electronic scales with this truck rig out. So this is a Vulcan digital scale box. We've got, it's chilly in here. Turn on some lights. Well, what else can we show you? We've got, on this one, we have an ABS off-road switch. This is basically to turn off your ABS if you're in a situation where you don't want it to kick off your jakes and freewheel, because sometimes when you're in the mountains and you're coming down off a hill and you know it starts to lock up, so of course your ABS kicks in and lets it freewheel off, and sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want to lock up a little bit so you can control it better. But anyways, different application. We've got our fuel sending unit left and right, a couple spare switches, our manual regen switch, disable if you need to disable it. You don't want to leave it there because it will, you know, throw codes and force a regen. But if you do have to do a manual, push, hold, regen, wait 40 minutes and you're good to go, approximately 40 minutes. Fifth wheel slide switch, interlock, front diff lock, and this one does your center and rear diff lock on a tri-drive. These are electric over air switches. PACCAR has gone this way. Well, actually all the manufacturers have gone this way now, so that essentially with the electronics you can control everything. So if you want your diff locks to kick in or kick out, or you don't want your drivers to put your diff locks in if they're over a certain speed, you can program that. Now in our area, we want our diff locks in at all speeds, because sometimes you're on a bush road and you actually get up to like 100k on slippery roads, or well, you shouldn't really be doing anymore, but 80 is quite a common speed limit. I believe 80 is probably the speed limit for most, but so you need your diff locks at 80k. Spare air switch, PTO switch in case you needed a PTO, and your air suspension dump. Your smart nav, lower deck part. This, in the 567, your smart nav actually controls your radio. You've got navigation, you've got extra gauges, and this is actually your hand valve. So they've moved it off the stock, if you can see that. So this is now your engine retarder. And I've mentioned this in the other videos that to me, this is where the hand valve goes, and I figured that, you know, it should always be here. And it was quite disappointing for me at first when they moved it. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You need your hand valve here. So when you're coming down around a switchback, you need a little bit of brake, you can apply it. But in all reality, how many of you guys out there are going down around switchbacks? Not everybody. Predominantly, most guys don't use their hand valve that much. So, but the one thing that you do use is your Jake and your retarder. So here I find myself, I was the guy, I would turn it on, you know, like if this was it, I'd turn it on, put it on 3, leave it alone. I find with it on the column, I actually turn it down and manipulate it, which is the way you should be doing it. It's better on your engine, it's better on your drivetrain. You know, if you're running around empty, you shouldn't really have it on 3 and go jaking hard up to a stoplight. And you know what? It works really, really nice. So yeah, I actually really like that now. And you know what? Hand valve, I can reach over and grab this if I'm coming down around a switchback, and no issues. Engine fan, that dash light dimmer. This is your engine fan manual override. This is a smart wheel, so we've got your cruise control switches, volume controls. Down here we have work lights, headlights, beacon lights. This one doesn't have beacon. Does it have beacons? I don't think it does, but it's pre-wired for it. Auxiliary lights, this is wired to under the hood, so if you wanted to put some cab skirts on. Dome light, which is kind of an homage to the Kenworth brand, because they've always had their dome light switch down here, which coincidentally enough, now we have it too. Probably a sign of how this was a joint engineering venture between Kenworth and Peterbilt. 4-way flashers, and this is your pre-trip. Turn that on, turns all your lights on for doing your pre-trip. This is your headlight, well, pardon me, park lights, headlights. So these ones, I'm actually wrong. That is not your headlights, that is your fog lights, because these are your headlights. My bad. Busy day here. I should probably close the hood. But anyways, this is the interior. What else can I tell you about it? Ergonomically, it's very comfortable. We don't have the extended cab option in the 5 Series cab, but the way they've done it, if you look at my legs now, like I've said before, I'm 6 feet tall, and it's very, very comfortable. Now this seat, I've got it leaned back. Is it all the way back? Let me grab it with my other hand. It is all the way back, but I am very comfortable. The other nice thing is with your tilt telescope, the range is quite impressive. So you can pull it back, set it down, and it's just a flip lever. I'll show you it here. Flip lever. And you know what I really like about this is its pivot point is down here. On the other trucks, the pivot point is up near the top, and I don't find it quite as nice as when it's down near the bottom. So down near the bottom, it's kind of like the older style ones, and they were actually better in my opinion. So on the door, we've got our heated mirrors, our power mirrors. Now these are actually power left, right, and up and down for tilt, left and right. Of course, power windows, power locks, all that good stuff. Auto 1 down, air horn pull cord, and this is a manual 18-speed transmission. Seeing a lot more automatics, but we don't do a lot of automatics in the bush. Heater controls of note. The heater controls, they are smart air, so that if you set it to 78 degrees, it should try and, well, it will hold the temperature at 78 degrees, sorry. And air conditioning, just hit the button, And of course you got your different fans, max AC for recirculation, and auto is the one where it will automatically adjust your fan to keep that 78 degrees. So anyways, let's go take a look at the outside. Again, listen to that door, closes so nicely. So this is our free flight quad logger. We've got connections here to charge up your trailer. We've got the large DEF tank, wrapper holders, chain hangers. I apologize, this truck is a little bit dirty, but we didn't have time to get it into detail before this video. Free flight quad logger. This one does have the New Way 69,000 pound suspension in it. Drum brakes. We've got the electric truck scales. So like I was showing you inside that digital readout box, these are the scale pads that read your weight. Now I like to put scale pads on the bunks. With the New Way suspension, you can get the air transducers, which work really well with New Way, but if you're loading on a hill, it doesn't give you 100% accuracy because you're gonna have weight transfer onto your steer axle. Whereas with these Kiwi pads, it's 100% accurate. Whatever's on these bunks is what it weighs. Of course, we have our safety chain, legally requirement here. More wrapper hangers for the trailer. This trailer, we've got 11R22.5s, Firestones. Free Flight does do a very nice job. They've got Polytech taillight buckets for lightweight. Only downside is if you blow a tire, you can rip these off, but the great thing is they're replaceable. So if you do rip one off, they're bolt-on. If you can see that. There you go, bolt-on. Yeah, what a great idea. This here is also a scale pad. So on the Free Flight trailer, your trunnion is actually mounted to the scale pad, which is mounted to the trailer. So you're fully digital scales. So with this truck, when you load it up, you get your scales dialed in. Basically, you can be darn near 100% accurate every time. About the only variable would be snow load, which is pretty tough to account for. But if you know your truck, and I mean you would because you're driving it every day, you'll be able to adjust for that and be pretty darn close. But in the summertime, guys can get like bang on. And at the end of the day, I mean, you know, you can only make so much money in a load of logs. So at the end of the day, you want to maximize your payload and save as much money as you can. So Goodyear Armor Max, Duracell tires, and what else can I say? Dual fuel tanks, another chain hanger. This is just a straight bar hanger. It's super simple, works super good. I'll talk about that in another video. Got a little scratch on the tank here, that's no good. 90-gallon fuel tank on this side, 120 on that side. Michelin steer tires. And that's it. That's our Peterbilt. Give this a close. Our Peterbilt 567. It is the cab moving forward in, I think it's by 2025. This will be the standard cab. And you know what? Sometimes we call it the new cab or new generation cab, but it's not new anymore. The first 567 I sold was like 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago. So yeah, we've had it a while. And so when I say we haven't had troubles with it, that's fantastic because we beat on our trucks here. Not intentionally, but our roads are rough. You know what? We got weather, we got rocks, we got sand, we got potholes, we got corduroy, washboard, and these trucks are doing great. If I had to say, the only downside is sometimes things can be too techy with electronics. But that being said, you know what? You got to stay up to date with what's new. I mean, look at our cell phones and all the rest of it. I mean, if I had to go back to what we had in the past, heck with that. And these things ride and drive so nice and so tough. You know what? Our hoods, like this, is stainless steel, no plastic. I've also got the bug screen behind there, but yeah, that's stainless steel. This is stainless steel, bolted on. Our pod headlights, you can see right there, they go in around the hood, so they're not attached to the hood. So when you're shaking it and all the rest of it, the weight of this light is not hanging off this fender. and this is attached to the hood hinge, so super tough. And we have not had any hood hinge issues. We haven't had any hood issues, period, actually. They've been fantastic. And you know what? These trucks look great with drop visors. I really need to get more drop visors put on these right out of the gate just because I like it. But oh, look at that. Anyways, I should go. I got to go pick up my customer from the airport. I got to get some floor mats in this bad boy, warm it up, get it ready, and that's it. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It helps me grow my channel and keeps me motivated to do more great videos and show you guys what we do up here in Prince George. And this one over here, this one will probably be next. That's our 567 set forward axle, which has replaced the 367 set forward. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And remember, there's no load that can't wait when it's upside down in the ditch. Stay safe, have fun, cheers.